Hey everyone, my name's Julia Felton and I'm the creator and founder of Business Horsepower. I'm totally delighted to be here in the group with you today, sharing some of my thoughts on the future of humanity and what's going on, and particularly as it relates to the herd and the lessons we can learn from the herd. So, as I said, my name's Julia Felton. I'm the creator and founder of Business Horsepower. And I work with two different groups of people. I work with women entrepreneurs to help them ignite their passion and purpose and create a business that delivers massive impact in the world while also delivering them a great income. And I also work with leaders and executive teams to help them get everyone pulling together in the same direction behind a shared purpose. So first of all, thank you, Joe, so much for inviting me into the group. I'm really excited to be sharing with you some of my thoughts about what's going on. And, you know, I know that this is a time of massive change and transformation for everybody. And to be honest, I see what's going on with COVID and everything else as a massive opportunity for all of us. I see this as a massive awakening of humanity, of a raising of our consciousness, and that's something Joe's been talking about in this group for a long time, about moving to the 5D world. And it just kind of seems to me that nature has just given us a massive wake-up call. She tried on many occasions and we didn't listen. So actually then what happened is nature turned around and gave us the biggest slap round the face that we could ever have, which was the introduction of COVID. And what I think is so fascinating about what has happened is how we are seeing people become a lot more horse-like in their behavior. I've actually written a whole blog about this and I'll actually post this below, but let me share with you some of my key thoughts around this, because we are in a time right now like no other. It's not since the time of the saber-toothed tiger and the woolly mammoth that humanity has been prey. And let's face it, that's what we are. So in some ways, we're kind of stepping into the dynamic of the horse herd about being prey animals. And we're watching how people respond. And of course, we all know that the horses, on a daily basis, when they're out in the wild, their number one fear is where there is the mountain lion who's going to come and kill them. And so they've adapted some principles in order that they can survive. So within the horse herd, what we see is this complete, a shared purpose, because the purpose of the horse herd is to survive. There is also this massive shared responsibility within the horse herd, because everybody knows and every horse knows that if they don't play their part, then the jeopardy of the whole is put at risk. And how does that work in a horse herd? For those of you who aren't familiar and don't know a lot about herd dynamics, the lead mare will actually go around the group of horses when they're grazing, and she will almost effectively kind of sneak up on people. And if she can sneak up on a horse and bite its bum, then clearly they haven't been paying attention, because she could have been a mountain lion. And so the horses have this collective sense of responsibility and community to protect each other. And I just think it's really interesting that with everything that we're going through right now with the pandemic, we are seeing humanity become a lot more herd-like, in that I'm seeing, and I'm sure all of you have witnessed, examples of communities rallying together. We see people out on the streets, we see the clapping for the NHS every week. These things never happened before. Because what was happening is we were all in our own little silos about what was going on, and we didn't stop and connect with everyone around us. So the massive opportunity that's coming out of this right now is that, just like the horses, people have got time to stop and go back to grazing. Because for so long, humanity has been on this roller coaster of wheel. Go, 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 go. Results, 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 results. And let's face it, that hasn't worked for us. I mean, we've got high levels of mental illness throughout the world, massive levels of poverty, inequality throughout the world. So the way that we've been running the world hasn't worked. And I truly believe that if we look to nature and the horse herds, we can find a blueprint of a way to live that is a lot more harmonious. That is a lot more generous. That is a lot more abundant. So as I was saying, this has kind of been a pause for many of us in humanity right now, because we've now got an opportunity to really stop and think. And like the horses would do, after something that's happened that scared them, they've run off, they stop, they go straight back to grazing. And it's our opportunity to go back to grazing and really think about what's important for us, what's important in terms of our purpose, what is the change that we really want to make in the world. And I predict that a number of people are going to change their professions after this, are going to look to do different types of activities. They're going to realize that they value that time they've spent with their families. They're going to realize that they've spent more time focusing maybe on their health than they had in the past. I know for some of us in a negative way, because if you're a bit like me, you've binged out during this. But otherwise people have, they have more time to exercise and stuff within the restrictions, of course. So I think people will really reevaluate their priorities. So I think this is going to be a massive shift for all of us, because like it or lump it, things will never be the same again. I was about to say we will never be the same again, and I don't think we will, because of everything that's happened. But my biggest wish out of all of this is that people don't just revert to what they were comfortable with, but we use this as an opportunity to shape the planet into an environment that we all want to live in. So there's been much written about the devastation that we've been causing to the environment around us, and we have the UN Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. And what I would love to see happen is that everyone realizes that they have an impact, and each of us is creating what I call an impact ripple. Every single interaction we have with somebody creates an impact ripple, and that is either positive or negative. And if more of us could start appreciating that, what a difference we could make. And I think one of the things that the pandemic has shown us is how interrelated we all are. So I've always talked for a long time about the ecology of business and that how everything is interrelated. And I know a number of my clients over the years have kind of not really believed it when I've said it, but I think what we've seen and we're all experiencing is how interrelated everything, how interrelated everything is, how interrelated the supply, with the understanding that there is this ripple effect going around. We're all having an impact on everybody else. And how can we change that? And what can we do within our own sphere of influence to improve things? That for me would be an amazing outcome from this. And what I know that I have learnt from the horses is that our energy really affects the impact that we make. So I know, and any of you I've worked with, I know there's many people on here that I don't even know, will know a story I always share of my horse Toby, who I couldn't catch for a whole summer. And why was that? Because my energy was so wrong. It was so off. I was so frenetic. I was in a corporate role. Everything was go, 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 go. And as a result, the ripple impact I was making on him was so negative that he didn't let me catch him for a whole summer. And it's kind of funny when I look at it back now, because I didn't understand any of these things now. And for me, I think we have a massive opportunity to step back and learn from nature and look at the principles of nature and the herd and how we can apply those to humanity going forward. So with my clients when I'm helping them create purpose-driven businesses, those are based on the principles of connection, collaboration, and community, things that we absolutely all need in our lives. And so anytime I'm looking and working with clients, I'm always taking everything back to what's the ancient wisdom that's out there. Because, when we look to nature, we look to the horse herd, there is nothing, there is nothing going on that isn't expansive, isn't for growth, isn't abundant. And that's what we need right now. We need more abundance in our lives. We need more things going on. Nature is really generous. You don't see, one plant you know, comparing itself to another. You know, everything is working synergistically together. And I guess that is my biggest wish that we come out of here, is this whole synergy that we can find to coexist, co-create together a much better world that is harmonious and where everyone enjoys life together. And if we can take a model from the horse herd of how to do that, how to run and lead our businesses on the principles of the herd, that would make me very happy. I think it would make people very happy. I think that would be a different way of living. And I think the effects for the planet would just be amazing. So I guess to sum up what I've just been talking about is, you know, my dream for the world is a place where connection, collaboration, community reign, where we've all got courage to do the things that need to be done, and that we all make a massive contribution. We all make that impact to the world, and we really understand what that is. So I'll put a few links under this Facebook Live and a few introductions to me. I'd love to connect with anyone who'd like to connect. I have a Facebook group called Impact Igniters Unite. You're more than welcome to join us over there. And I'd love to chat with anyone or connect with anyone who'd love to have more of a talk about the different types of work that I'm doing with people right now. So I hope you've really found that insightful, and look forward to speaking to you all soon. Bye-bye.